Uh, so Mudit, welcome to this debriefing session, and congratulations on a 700. Really good improvement from that 560 score that you had in April. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. No, I feel elated, very elated, in fact, and relieved that the hard work and the commitment which I took for I think more than 4 or 5 months just really paid off.
I mean, I think
And
it's.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and I so wanted to just go about the test and just nail it. Maybe I just fell short of what my target was, but then I'm really happy with the score, and I'm looking forward to applying to the schools I want to, the B
That
schools.
that's music to my ears also. So when we started, you started with a score of 560, and so this is a really good improvement. So let's kind of go back and go back to that month of April we were talking about earlier when you had that 560. So let's talk about how you planned your preparation.
Right. So after I gave my diagnostic, I just went to the theory of I just went through. I had someone's official guide, and the theory which is provided in that guide, I just went through it and gave my diagnostic diagnostic test. And I really had a heartbreak when I saw my score. I thought that I could have done better, but during the test, the anxiety and not able to solve that questions and all, I just had a heartbreak and not able to complete the verbal section, because of which I got a 560. So I thought that I'll just forget this and I'll start preparing for it. It just motivated me to arrange for a plan, and I started using. I signed up for a few of the study preparation materials of different companies, test preps, and I used all this. I used up all the free materials, and I found e-GMAT to be the best amongst those.
But
So
again,
the
even
kind of
before that, you did spend like those 3 weeks, not just evaluating the free trials, but you also spent time on GMAT Club solving questions, going through the free theory that's readily available on GMAT Club, right?
Right, but that was not the plan. I did not plan. I thought I was not. It was not a plan which I was working on. There was. It was all Haywards.
Hmm.
Haywire. Everything was haywire. I was sometimes I was doing that GMAT club practice without going through the theory of that particular thing, or I was not able to understand the basic concepts behind whatever I'm doing. I just used to read the solutions provided, the best community solutions provided, and I just used to understand that. That's it. But that helped me in that particular question. But then if a question which was a tweaked a little came, I was not able to do it. Then I thought I should focus on a particular course material, a particular plan behind it, and then I should proceed with it. Whatever it may take. Luckily, I had this the lockdown period and work from home, which helped me with extra time, because I need not commute to my office and came back, and there was a less of fatigue,
Got it.
right, which helped me. So I thought of taking a particular course and then plan it accordingly. And I when I was reading about e-GMAT, I came to know about the study plan, how can we create it, and they provide us with a particular consultant to with whom we can discuss our queries and doubts, and then go about our test preparation.
Got it. So
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 this was
you
the initial phase.
this was the initial phase. You actually had a call with Anshul then?
Yes, I had a call with Anshul. I think almost
Just one
an hour's
second.
call. Yep.
Why? Sorry about that. Yes, carry on, please.
I had almost an hour's call with Anshul, and we discussed about my diagnostic score and how I was planning earlier, what my target score was, and how should I prepare now, what and regarding and about the timelines that I should use to give my test,
Got
right,
it.
and all the queries which I had around it. So it
So
helped me a lot.
once you had that call, so I mean, you there was this Mudit who had an opinion about how to prepare for the GMAT before getting on that call, and then there's Mudit who has that clarity. So what clarity did that call give you? So what was your opinion about preparing for the GMAT prior to that, and what did you know about it post that call?
I came to know that I was directionless. I mean, I was solving. When I told Anshul that I was solving questions from here and there, and then I was landing up nowhere. He told me that, Mudit, you need a particular direction, right? He did not say that you use e-GMAT or something else, but he said that you should have a direction. You should. prepare using a particular plan, and then going about it. What should you study earlier? How much time you should give on a particular module, and go about it, and then prepare according to your target score. And then
Got it.
start practicing from various things, because for practicing questions, you can practice it from anywhere. But learning the concepts and the theory, it's very important to have a direction for that.
Got it. Okay. So you bought the e-GMAT course, but then work came over and you basically were grounded for 2 months or so.
Approximately 2 months. Yes, yes, yes. And this is the biggest thing I learned, because when I was starting again, I had a really difficult time focusing on what the particular modules which I used to do earlier. And really, I was a bit what should I say, depressed that I had lost these 2 months, and how will I prepare. But then when I started preparing and started with the e-GMAT course, so the comprehend the I think
Master comprehension.
the verbal master comprehension one.
Mhm.
I just got some regained some confidence, and then I started reading some quotes, motivational thing. And one thing which I came across was, I should mention it, that GMAT is not a preparation. I think it's a lifestyle. I don't know exactly. And then it struck me hard.
That's
So
very
I
interesting.
thought,
Very, very interesting. I will actually write it down. It's a lifestyle.
I
But
have
carry
written
on.
it somewhere on my sticky notes. I don't think I have it now. So it's I think it's GMAT is not a dash,
GMAT,
but
GMAT is it's not a sprint. It's basically a
it
marathon.
it's exactly, it's not a, it's a lifestyle. So the basic crux was, it's a lifestyle. So I stuck to my plans. That means 2 hours a day for verbal. Suppose I was starting with sentence correction, so 2 hours a day with verbal, and 1 hour a day with quant, the theory which I was going through, and then the practice questions which was there with the module, the theory or the course material itself. So I stuck to that, whatever be the situation. Even if I was getting due to some personal commitment or work commitment, I spent at least an hour on GMAT, so that I'm not going around or losing focus,
Got it.
if you understand what I'm saying.
Yep, yep, yep.
So I did not give a gap between that. Even if it was for 1 hour, I used to study, and it got so interesting to me. So I was not studying for a score then. It was coming naturally to me. It was so fun studying the sentence correction modules, and then the theory which I, even in my 10th and 12th, which I dreaded. For example, the advanced concepts like sets and probability and combinations. I never thought I'll be able to crack it. Because I was not very scared of it, the permutations and PNC and the probability during my school days. And now I just nail it. You give me a question of probability, and I know I can solve it,
Wow. Okay.
barring
All
the
right.
silly mistakes.
That's which yes, I agree with that. But I mean that's really good. So I mean, so this is very fascinating for me. Why? Because you compare it to your school time, and presumably in your school time, there was an instructor who was teaching you. You weren't learning from a computer. So what you're really saying is learning from a computer, from using the GMAT platform, was more engaging than start learning from an actual
It
instructor.
was engaging. It was engaging,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying it without any thing. Or I have experienced it
Hmm.
myself using up the during the free material course, and I just loved it. And I'm not, and I but the most important thing which I learned, for example, I'm saying talking about probability and combinations, is I did not learn the concepts then. I focused
Got
on
it.
learning the concepts, the basic, how to solve a question, what does it tell you. The
Hmm.
way, for example, in e-GMAT, I'll not go into the details, but it tells you for a probability or a permutation combination question to understand the question first, go to the get the sequence what the question is talking about, and then solve the question.
Hmm.
Right, so this is what I learned, and I applied it during my all the questions, and it just stuck gold.
Got it. That's good to know. Now, um, uh, in terms of, I look at your. I mean, I think I've told you about this a few times over here. I look at your stats, and I actually have them, and I'm looking at them again and again, which is where I've been pushing you to take the test again. Is that, these are beautiful stats when I look at this over here. The percentage scores. So how did you take these scores, and how did the fact that every activity was evaluated, how did that make you study better, or what was the impact of the fact that, hey, you know, you're going to get that post quiz after every activity that you did, and that's going to evaluate you?
This was one thing. The thing that it was getting evaluated pushed me in scoring high, because I knew I was getting evaluated. I wanted that score, that particular score which was coming onto the preparation screen. I wanted it to be high. So I was not thinking about GMAT at that time. I was just thinking about I should score well in this, whatever concept, because it was easy, a bit easier, because it was particularly focusing on the thing you have just learned, right? So my focus was just on that, because I have again and again I saw and um, what shall I say? It was being mentioned that you should just focus on solving the question for now, and don't worry about the timings, and just focus on that particular thing which has
Applying the
been taught
method.
for applying the method. That is for which you have the application tests and then the practice tests.
Mm,
So the way it was formed or arranged was very nice, because application quizzes gave me the confidence to just go to the practice quizzes and apply the same things which I
mm.
or which have been told in the mistakes which I've been making in the application tests.
Okay.
So it worked really well for me.
Got it. That's really wonderful. That's really good to know. Now let's talk about methods, because you talked about application files here. So in sentence correction, did you use the meaning based approach, and in critical reasoning, did you use the pre-thinking approach?
Yes, yes. I always used to use that even when I was giving the exam. The pre-thinking approach, which has been amazing, which worked amazingly for me,
Mm,
because the most of the things which are, or the questions which are
mm,
based, whether it's the strengthening question or weakening question, is what your assumption is, or you should focus on the conclusion, and that's was what the first thing that e-GMAT told me about, that you should focus on what the conclusion and the premise is. You should know the difference between them, and in which question you should focus what. And the
okay.
meaning based approach is a universal thing which has been told multiple times in the e-GMAT course. And one particular module I think is based on the meaning based questions. I
Mm.
think at the last, if you
Towards the end,
are there,
yes.
there are some other types of files. I think
Miscellaneous
Shraddha,
topics.
yeah, miscellaneous topics, and you
Yes.
see the meaning based. And this is where I learned the main thing, what how the meaning based approach works for us.
These ones over here is what you're talking about.
The last ones. Yes,
Yeah.
and these files, the first file, I don't know what are they called. I just
These
forgot
are called, we
their
call them
name.
rise activities.
Yes, and
Yes.
these are very very good. I found them very interactive and very nice. This is
Okay.
something different from the usual files that we have.
So it's the same thing over here as well. The usage of being filers is this is a new HTML5 activity type that we have over here.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, oh,
And
okay.
one
If
most important thing, Rajat, I should not forget it, the use of being,
yes.
especially mentioned in e-GMAT.
Mm,
And GMAT tries to use it many a times, confuse you with the usage
mm,
of being.
mm,
So everything was there. I did not, what
mm.
should I say? Did not look into any other theory or concepts apart from e-GMAT for its sentence correction.
Got it.
I'll be honest with you.
So I mean, first of all, if you like this, you're gonna really like the direction that we are going in, because there's a lot more of these HTML5 activity types that we are creating, especially with embedded videos. So in about 2 weeks, you're gonna see the quant course is going through a complete revamp where everything that
Oh,
is there is going to go away, and it's going to be replaced. So it's a 100% revamp over there, and there
so wanted to see it.
we only use these activity types over there.
All right, all
So
right.
so I don't know if you've since you've been active on the platform, you probably would have gotten these emails about practicing free prank quant practice questions or so too also.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
the reason you got those emails was because for the new quant course we are creating these questions, and we wanted to characterize them. So which is where you're going to see those courses being launched around the 5th of November or so. So this is where Pyle has
Okay.
been working on this, I think, since February. So along with the entire quant team. So
Yes, mentioning of Pile. I sometimes go to the e-GMAT course and learn concepts with Pile's voice on it
yes.
over it, because it was very nice listening to her and explaining those concepts in detail. I so miss that.
Yeah, she's just the master course creator. So she anything that's built on the platform, it has to be in Pyle's voice. It we may create it, but it has to be Pyle's voice. So let's then talk about Scholaranium now. So you did that. You went to Scholaranium, and so how did Scholaranium help you? And I think this is also a good time to transition to that last stage of preparation, your
Right,
last
right,
attempt over
right.
here. So why don't you give some background on that, and then the usage of Scholaranium around that?
So the usage of Scholaranium, I use Scholaranium effectively for sentence correction. So
Hmm.
it helped me a lot, because the concept of custom quizzes which has been
Hmm.
provided. I just whatever module I used to complete, I
Hmm.
started practicing some questions
Hmm.
using the Scholaranium from that particular topic, and
Hmm.
then practicing it made me understand it better after the
Hmm.
practice quizzes, of course. From them, and I did it for every particular module. It helped me bring me up to speed with it. And then when I went back to let's say GMAT club questions or the official guide questions, I was nonchalantly doing all those or solving all those
The
questions.
focus
So
practice allowed you to figure out and improve, and then you were able to just steady say, okay, now I
yes,
can
it
much
was
better.
the benefits. The benefits were multifold. One was it got me up to speed, and then it helped me apply the concepts which I learned in the theory. So there's a big difference when you're solving a question and then or reading a theory, right? Everything seems to be very easy and you understand everything. But when you're doing that question, to recognize that particular fault in that or error in that particular sentence is and spotting it, and then solving
About.
it
Hmm.
is very important. And there is that seven thing approach to helping. If you'll understand that, first see the subject verb agreement, and then see the tense, and then use the pronouns, and then the modifier error, and the other comparison
Comparison.
parallelism errors. So
Yeah.
I just followed that technique, and I used to read the question twice. First thing, I just used to understand the meaning of it, and then I found all the errors, starting from subject verb agreement to till the end to parallelism. And
Got it.
it helped me. I used this concept, and it worked very well for me.
Okay. Okay. That is good. So let's now talk about your post GMAT. So you said you want to stay in India. You want to really talk about why do you want to stay in India, and then which schools are you aiming for?
Yes, the reason I want to stay in India is because I have a single mother who has just retired, and and she wants me to be with her, and she doesn't want to go outside. So that's why she just wanted me. She never said explicitly,
Hmm.
but I knew she wanted me to stay here, and she was never against my higher studies or pursuing MBA, but she wanted me to stay here. So that's why I planned of applying to B schools after cracking my GMAT.
Hmm.
So I'm planning to do that. The IM is second round deadline is soon. I think 19th of October, and then followed up with the B and C's deadline. So I'm planning to apply for all the IMs, mostly A, B, and C, ISB of course, and IM Lucknow.
ABC
These are the
Lucknow
five
as well.
schools
Yeah, yes,
yeah,
Lucknow
yeah.
as well. So first of all, I think since you talked about your mother, how did she feel when she told her about that score of 700?
Oh, she thought all her prayers were answered. She said that it's because of my prayers that you have got that score.
Man,
She
the
was
hard
she
work
was I
goes
think more
nowhere. It's
more
the
more more
prayers.
happy. She was more happy than I was.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. That's really good to know. So then how can we help you? I think this.
Uh, how can you help? You have helped me immensely in, in cracking GMAT first. And for now, I am just mostly worried about my SOPs. So I'm looking here and there, googling most of the things which could help me with my essays and
Mm.
SOPs. So if there's anything or
How are you
any
doing?
inputs here,
How are you
I
doing
think
there?
I have written my first draft.
Okay.
For the SOPs, and because A does not have a SOP,
Mm.
B and C has. So I have written my first draft. I'm planning to give it to my known ones, those who have the alumni of IIMs and the other people I know,
Mhm.
knowledgeable people I know, for review.
Got
And
it.
then I'll see whether I've created a trash or the corrections I need
When
to
are you
make.
applying to ISB?
I'm just focusing on ABC right now. I have completed some part of ISB application, but the essays are left.
Okay. When is the ISB deadline? And I don't know the top of my head, so I think you probably do.
I think it's mid of November, if I'm not wrong, mid or end of November, I think.
Okay. Um, Something that I will recommend
Please.
is if you can, just for ISB, get in touch with an admission consultant. I would
Okay.
recommend that, because I mean, the way I know I am the SOP, probably, if you have people. So first of all, if you have folks who are alumni of these schools, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Um, I would want to make sure that you don't work with this. The benefit of working with, there are two ways to go about doing it. One is you say, okay, I'm going to work with 3 or 4 people. Each one of them has been to these schools and so on and so forth. But then you're spreading yourself too thin. I would rather get that you get intense feedback from a couple of people, but
Right.
then you have more dedicated sessions with those guys who are friends. I mean, that's wonderful. So I
Yes,
think
yes.
for
I have learned about them, but I'm not sure about which consultation team to go for. And I know that the ISB essays are more trickier.
yeah, so that's why I think let's first talk about Bangalore, Calcutta, and Lucknow. Lucknow is very very renowned as well right now. I think it's the modern piece. I think I like that school, and so over there, I would just say, if you have alumni who, if you know certain people who are vested with your success, who are friends, for example, I would make sure that you work with them, you have a conversation with them, just really give them the timelines, and make sure that they invest time in reading through your application, and the feedback that they give you is a bit more detailed than, oh, this works, or oh, this doesn't work, just to really say, why does this work, why does this not work, and so on and so forth. So you want to make sure that they are a bit more committed to your success. If you can get that,
Yes,
that's
yes.
wonderful.
Yes, I luckily I have people with me who can do the exactly the same which
Mm,
what you have told about, and I'll get in touch with them. I am of course in touch with them,
mm.
but I'll be more careful about it, and I will consider their feedback more seriously.
Yes, I mean, it's like, if you don't get quality feedback, to really say, hey, if they say everything is good, then ask them for reasons why is it good. Okay, just
Right,
don't be satisfied with yay or nay. Just yay or nay. Just, you've got to understand the causality behind it. Because if
right,
they can't give you the causality, then they haven't put in the effort. Then, I mean, in the end, it's your career online, not
right,
theirs.
right.
So that's one piece over there. With regards to ISB, who have you spoken with?
I have an alumni of ISB as a friend,
Hmm.
so he also gave me the suggestion which you have iterated, that I should get in touch with a consultant,
Hmm. Hmm.
technical consultant regarding
Hmm.
this, because it's a bit more trickier,
Hmm.
the ISB ones. But honestly speaking, I have not looked into ISB essays that much,
No, so
because
which
more of
consultants have you spoken with, if you have?
uh, uh, not a something someone renowned, but I have a friend who passed out of IMA recently and started a consultation service.
Mhm. What's his name?
Her name is Kyle.
Kyle or Ki?
Kayal. Her name is Kyle Vidi.
Okay.
It's a Tamil name, so it's difficult to pronounce, but I know
Mm.
it's Kyle Vidi, Karthikeyan.
Calvary Karthike.
Karthikeyan, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Karthikeyan, N at the end.
Okay. And she is, well, she can't be related to another Karthikeyan who's also from Chennai, who's also a
No,
top consultant, because that guy is a graduate of, I think, one of the top business schools. He runs a company called August Academy.
August Academy.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So his name is Karthik Palaniyappan. Uh,
Okay.
yes, yeah. So yeah. So I mean, there are many good consultants that I can tell you. I think it just would depend down, and so uh, so that's one. So she's the only one who's worked with you.
Yes, yes. And I'll after this call, I'll just go and look into
No, but have you worked
others
with
as
her?
well.
Is she working with you on that ISB application?
Yes. Not yet. Not an ISB yet. We're focusing on BNC for now.
So is she committed to your success?
I think she is.
Then I think go with her if
I
you
think
feel.
she's a friend and she understands me better. And the first call which we had regarding my preparation or my interviews and my
Hmm.
essays went very well.
Okay, so then
So
I'll
I'm confident for now. Yeah, but
good.
this I
That's good.
think
Then that's good. That's good.
suggestions might help. Hmm.
I think if you're confident, I wouldn't say I can give you 4 or 5 consultants, but if there's someone who's you working with that's working out for you, and if you're comfortable with the quality of advice you're getting, then in that case, I would say continue with that. Um, if you were to look for others, I would look at ISB Mantra. I would look at August Academy. These are two that I can really name.
IRB mantra. I'm sorry.
ISB Mantra.
ISB mantra. ISB mantra. Okay.
Mhm. And again, I'm purely saying from ISB perspective, not from the IIM
Yes. Yes.
perspective.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so,
Yes.
so, so just I think these are two that I would really just say, who probably of the folks that I know of are still taking students because a bunch of them are not taking students right now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
I'll go and look into it. The I for ISBs.
yes,
Because I have to be more serious about ISB as well. I know that.
yes. Yes, so I would recommend that you do that. That's about it. I mean, other than that, good luck and if you can provide a review on GMAT Club, please do that.
I'll do that for sure. I'll
Okay.
do that for sure.
All right. Well,
And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this interview, Rajat, and for helping me throughout my preparation through e-GMAT, of course.
I thank you for that. Thank you for being a diligent student. And I think this thanks what you're saying doesn't go to me. It goes to the subject matter
The
team
team.
and
Yeah,
the support team who
yeah. The
gave you
entire
all.
e-GMAT team.
Yes. So these guys are,
Kudos.
yes. Thank you very much for that. All right. Thank you. And with it, good luck.
Thank you so much, Rajat, and thanks a lot again.
All right. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.